everyone, it's me, XTool, and today we're going to be remixing my Eliza McFee doll because, as you guys know, I have some qualms with her wings being made out of flimsy vinyl and having these big bulky straps on them. So I'm going to be making her some new wings in a new design and restyling my dolls. So let's get started. The video was made in partnership with XTool, who sent me this laser cut machine for free so that I could review it and share projects with you guys. Make sure to stay tuned and see the link in the description. Anytime I do any sort of craft project, I like to kind of sketch it out because, I don't know, I feel like a pen and paper type of person. So basically I was trying to decide what hairstyle I liked the best and how I wanted the wings to look. So basically I just looked at the original wings and tried to make a more swirly, larger version of the wings, essentially. I still wanted them to be Eliza wings, but just a bit different. Anyway, so this is the design that I've come up with. Things will change over time as I'm doing this, but I also didn't draw the shoes because I didn't feel like it. Basically I want to add jewelry. I feel like Costume Ball really dropped the ball in the jewelry department. For example, why does she not have some sort of crown? It really seems like she should. I want to do some kind of necklace. I might actually remove the chocolate sauce, as I've been calling it, the embroidery off the dress. I do really like it, but I don't know. Possibly not for this design. We'll see. And yeah, that's her stand back there. And then for her hair, I know it's hard to tell here because I erased a lot of it to draw the wings on, but then I was like, no, I don't want to draw the wings on, so I just drew one separately. That's the original design, and I was testing out how to make it more like interesting and exciting, and this is what I've come up with. This is going to be a little like extra antenna thing, but I kind of want to do antennas on her head, but I might not. It just depends. We'll see. Basically the hairstyle, this is like a half up, half down situation, so I'm gonna pull all of the hair from anywhere around the ears and pull it back, and it's going to be in a little ponytail, but I will likely braid this area because I kind of feel like that's what they were going for a little bit, but they didn't do it. And her hair tangles in her little earrings and it drives me crazy, so we're gonna fix that. So yeah, so this is the vision, and now we need to digitize this. To digitize my traditional drawings, there are ways to like automate this, but they always turn out ugly in my opinion. Just do it the classic way. This was probably about an hour and a half worth of work, but I was really fine-tuning it. But basically, I just take the line tool and I trace it. A lot of this is actual manual tracing like that. Unfortunately, I broke my Surface laptop. Or, sorry, it was a Surface Book. Surface laptop's more expensive. But I broke my Surface Book, kind of. It doesn't really work. It's very slow now, so couldn't use it for this. Maybe someday I will invest in an iPad because that would be better for this. But as you can see, you can do it just fine with a mouse. I do this all the time. All right, so the design is done. So this is for the laser cutter. So this is the shape that the cutter is going to cut out. And then this layer, the purple layer, is going to be engraving. And I'll show you when we get to the laser cutter part. And yeah, this is how I do all my designs. I really like this. I think it turned out really good. Hey guys, so this wasn't initially going to be a voiceover, so the camera movements and stuff might not match what I'm saying. Sorry about that. So I have my machine all set up. I have the exhaust going out the window pretty far out so that it doesn't get back into the house. It worked really, really well, so I'm very happy about that. And we are in the XTool design space. I'm really impressed with this one. If you've ever used the Silhouette or Cricut design spaces, it's basically comparable to those. It's missing some features, but hopefully they'll add them in the future. If you are doing engraving, you actually can stop here with your PNG file. It will engrave that just fine. However, I want to be able to make my own custom cut files, and that's a bit more complicated. So we need to jump on over to this program called Inkscape. If you happen to have access to Adobe Illustrator will do this exact same thing. I just don't know how to do it. I personally really don't like Adobe because of their business practices, and also it's just really expensive and the UI is terrible. So Inkscape is a great alternative for me in many departments. So what you're going to be doing is you're double checking that you have a transparent background. Very important that you have a transparent background. As you can see, when I removed my wing shape from the canvas, there's no white background anymore. So you're going to go to Object Properties. It would be better to just right click on the object and hit the Trace Bitmap option. But as you can see, Object Properties did open up Trace Bitmap, but then I show you here, you can just Trace Bitmap. And this is really, really cool, actually. So you go to Edge Detection and look at that. That's your SVG. It did it that quickly. And then you just hit Apply whenever I end up doing that. I think I'm just talking about how frustrating that is, because I spent hours trying to figure out how to do this and I was like in tears over it, and then it ended up being this simple. So pretty cool. I really like Inkscape. So you need to move and remove this other thing so that it doesn't export by mistake. And here you are. Oh, by the way, before you hit trace bitmap, make sure you select your shape. Just trust me on this one. Otherwise, it just makes a rectangle. And then you're going to go over to export. You're going to make sure to go to this little menu and hit SVG, not Inkscape SVG. SVG. Inkscape SVG is optimized for Inkscape. I don't know if it would cause any particular problems, but just do a normal SVG. Just trust me. And then I'm not 100% sure what I'm talking about here. Like, I'm going for a little longer than I probably should. But anyway, you're going to, I already had one. That's why it's saying that. And it was a bad one though. So anyway, then you export it and you open it up. So you go to file or image, I guess, and then open it up. It's an SVG. And there it is. And you can see that it has an orange background and the cut and score options are now available because it is an SVG. And an SVG is a scalable vector graphic. It's used in a lot of graphic design. I personally hate working with SVGs. I hate creating SVGs. So being able to turn a simple transparent background PNG into an SVG is essential for me. Also, I'm changing the color of that. I don't know if it does anything, but I'm doing it. And then we have to line it up. So I put in my blue material. We're going to talk about this later, but unfortunately this machine cannot cut blue because it is a blue laser, and a blue laser doesn't really do much to blue or clear materials. So that is something I had to learn the hard way. But anyway, watch this really, really cool feature that this machine has. There's a camera inside, as you can see. It is not a live feed because it just doesn't really need to be, because there's a cover on that thing, so you wouldn't be sticking your hands in there while the cover is closed. So when you open the cover and then close it, it will take a picture. It's magic. So it's taken a second and now Eliza's in there. So then I just put the wing where I want it to be. I have noticed that I didn't change the height on my machine, so the image comes out a bit bigger than it should. So the original set of wings that I made were huge. They were way too big. But just playing around with this a little bit is really helpful. The thing that this is the most helpful for is that I can just scatter pieces of vinyl or pieces of acrylic in there and then put my designs on top of them anywhere in the design space. And the XTool does a great job of doing that. I tested it out with some little business card things and it worked beautifully. It was so exciting. And then here it is after I lined it up. As you can see, it's way too big and it's on a white material, so it didn't work. The white material does kind of work. It basically cut about 2 millimeters into my 3 millimeter material, but the engraving ended up not working at all. So it's just something to keep in mind. I'm not actually sure what I'm talking about here. Oh, I'm saying that I'm doing it on this white material because the white material is substantially cheaper than the blue fancy material, but we're not using the blue fancy material anyway, now are we? And then it comes with, this is really cool actually. So the XTool didn't used to come with this. Didn't used to come with risers, but if you don't use risers, the bottom of your machine will get all cut up, and you'll see that on my machine. There's a bunch of weird outlines that are showing, and that's because the first project that I didn't really do enough reading, and my laser cut the bottom of my machine. There's other things you can do, like you can use paper towels that are wet, and that actually helps with the like sparking sound that you'll get sometimes, but the triangular prisms were really cool, and it seems like XTool started including those because people were complaining about it, so that's really cool that they did that. Unfortunately, my lack of expertise caused a bit of a slowdown. This machine cannot cut white, blue, or clear acrylic. I'll get more into that later. But anyway, that's why the project shifted so much. All right, so I'm going to show you guys the wings, but we actually had to steer our project around a little bit, so let me explain. This is a diode laser. I know very little about lasers. I might not be saying the full story here, but basically there's two different classes of lasers that these sorts of commercial laser cutters will have. You have CO2 and you have these diode ones. This laser's wavelength is about the blue spectrum, so that means you can't cut white, clear, or blue things very effectively. And unfortunately, all of my ideas for this project and a lot of other projects I have just so happen to be blue, white, or clear. So this was my attempt to test cut on blue. As you can see, it didn't work well. I did manage to get white to cut pretty consistently. My original set of wings, you can see, did not turn out. They did actually cut decently well. They didn't engrave at all. And then they didn't cut all the way through though, but they did cut pretty far in there. And I tried to break it, but as you can see, I literally broke it. And these were too big. So that was attempt number one. These are hearts that I very successfully was able to cut out. So you can cut white probably. And then I tested with black and that worked well. So I was just gonna do a black cut to test, and I think I love it. So let me show you them. Please ignore what the bottom of my machine looks like. So here are the wings. I love how these turned out. I need to wipe it down a little bit, but look. So we're gonna pivot and do like a dark fairy look for her. So I'm pretty excited to see how this turns out. As soon as I took the black wings out of my laser cutter and was like, oh my god, I love these, I realized that this is the exact outfit I want to give my Eliza. Different shoes, for sure. I want to bring in the pearl theme because there's pearls on her little curly ear cuff things. And other than that, though, I want to give her this outfit. And thankfully, it's all silver hardware on this. But I just love this outfit so much. And Veronica can wear her original outfit. She can let this one go and let Eliza have it for now. I'm really excited about this. And then I also will be styling Eliza's hair. So let's get to that. The hairstyle follows exactly what my initial design drawing did. Also, I dropped all the rubber bands. That's what I was doing for a second there. So basically, I just braid big sections of hair backward. I'm tying them in place for now just to keep them in place because I don't really have a lot of clips handy. And then I tie them back. And then ultimately, I end up putting them in a high ponytail just so they show better behind the wings. But yeah, I actually really like this. All right, y'all. So this is how the restyle turned out. Definitely a completely different direction than I was initially planning, but honestly, I love this. I think that the dark colors really draw out how amazingly beautiful her makeup is, and I really like the contrast with her skin and hair too. I think she looks so cute, and I think the addition of the plated accessories really, really helped. So like the tiara, this is an OMG Dolls necklace, and then I gave her one of Aisha's little bracelets, because I still wanted to draw in some pearl theming, although I didn't really have any doll jewelry that had pearls on it that I had easy access to right now. I don't have access to all of my like doll clothing archives, hence why you guys haven't been seeing a lot of restyles lately, but I'm really, really loving this one. I think she turned out really good. It just all clicked. I decided to use the black material just to test because I was having so much trouble with the blue material, and then when I saw it, I was like, hold on a second, because at first I was like, I don't really want these to be in black. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. I just want to test it out and see what's going on. But then as soon as I saw them, I was like, okay, game over. This is amazing. I love how these turned out. If you're wondering how I attached them, this is not really ideal, but I just use poster tape. Or it's like double-sided. I think it's just called poster tape, right? I don't know. Mounting tape. But in the future, I'm planning to create a little rig for it. So like basically a doll stand rig that will hold the wings on. But that is not for this video. This video is about just restyling this Eliza and giving her cool wings, which I think we've done. And I'd love to know what you guys think. I had so much fun with this, and I wanted to give another huge thank you to XTool for sending me the XTool M1 to review. I really enjoyed it. You guys on my channel will continue to see it, and because I am an XTool partner, I'll put information about it in the description in case anybody is interested in it. And over time, hopefully I'll be able to have like more expertise with it. This was mostly just me troubleshooting and trying to figure it out. This is my second ever project, but first ever actual successful project. I mean, I guess we did some engravings, but they were just random test engravings on different things. So this is my first true project. I tried to make a doll couch, and we're not going to talk about it because it didn't do super well. I could not figure it out. So now we're done using the XTool for today. I went ahead and unplugged it completely, turned it off, and cleaned it to the best of my ability, but I did mess it up. You should definitely use these. I also found that using a wet paper towel, even though that sounded dangerous, actually worked quite well and is recommended by people online who were experts at this. So the cut was beautiful. It went so well on this material, but I will say that I really wanted to do this project on clear and white. This blue clear material in particular, but it just can't. This is the most it could do. These were test cuts and engravings that I did. Unfortunately, it can't. And then this one, about the same result as you can see. But this device is fantastic for engraving. So these are engravings I did when I first got the machine. It comes with a bunch of fun stuff for you to engrave on, tons. I haven't even, like, there's some messed up projects there, but I haven't even like scratch the surface of fun projects I can do with this. And there's actually a double feature that I can do. So if you've ever heard of a Cricut machine, I actually have one and I use it all the time. This apparently doubles as a Cricut machine. It can cut vinyl. It has a knife attachment. So if I can figure out how to do that, that would be really cool because I could just do it all in my one machine. So, and it has a larger cutting space, I believe, than the Cricut, maybe by just a little bit. But as you can see, engraved on metal really, really nicely. And engraved on this rock, which is impressive. There's some condensation on the coaster there. And then I did manage to cut on white, but it takes a long time. I did like 1 millimeter per second. Basically, I've never done a laser cut before, so this takes a lot of trial and error. But if any of you guys do have experience laser cutting and you've cut on a diode laser, which is what this is, which has a wavelength of blue light, so it just will not penetrate blue. If you guys have figured that out somehow, I would love to know, because I don't know, a lot of my project ideas involve blue and clear, and I spent hundreds of dollars on blue and clear acrylic, so I'm a little sad about that, but that's okay. I should have read a little bit more into it before purchasing. But if you're planning on doing engravings on most colors of acrylic, you'll be fine. Or like wood or any of these other materials. It seems like it does a pretty good job. I believe it can also cut metal too. I haven't done that yet though. But you guys will be seeing this machine a lot on my channel. I'll be making more doll wings. Let me know if you have any suggestions that you want to see next. Do you want to see Wings Club? Do you want to see more Rainbow High? I can give characters that aren't fairies wings too. Just let me know. But all in all, I had a lot of fun with this machine. It was definitely a learning curve compared to my experience with my Cricut machine. Not as hard as my 3D printer though. I have never figured out my 3D printer, so there's that. And I love this exhaust system. I initially was stupid and did not use it with the exhaust system, and boy did I regret it. The exhaust system actually worked super well, didn't make my house stink, and I had it cutting for hours, so really cool. I'm really excited about the projects that this is opening the door for me to do, and probably my favorite feature of this that, I mean, I don't have experience with other laser cutters, but this was just really impressive to me as someone who worked on Cricut, is that I can put anything in there, and then on the software, it took a picture, so I can just line it up with it. And that's really cool. And it does a really good job, actually. Like these, I just stuck them in there, and then I moved the design to where I wanted them. And it did it. It was really cool. I don't know, it just works really, really nicely for what I needed it for. And I wanted to share really fast that they actually are holding Black Friday sales. So they're having 50% off of a lot of things on the site. They actually sell material for the machine. They sell all kinds of stuff. Which is pretty cool that you can get the materials straight from the website. They also sell a bunch of different machines. This, I thought I'd show you, is the one that I have. I have the 10-watt deluxe set. So the deluxe set comes with this rotary thing that works with cups, I believe. So I'm excited to try that out. And it comes with a huge thing of materials, which are what I was showing you that I was playing around with in the last clip. And then of course the machine. And then it does come with all you need to vent the air out, but there is a separate air purifier you can buy if you don't want to have to like be near a window. And like, I had to specially prepare my window screen for the vent to come out. And if you don't want to have to do that, then there is an air purifier option. And you can see that there is like a basic package for the 5-watt laser. I believe this is the these are the 5-watt laser, and the 10-watt is $899 right now. $899, I should say. And this one is $800. So these are a big investment, but this is something that I'm really excited about. I love laser cutters. I've been watching videos of them for years, just hoping that I could do it. So when XTool contacted me and wanted to partner with me, instant yes, instant excitement. I was so stoked to get the opportunity to partner with them. And you guys are going to be seeing so many projects with this thing. I had so much fun with my Cricut machine. I did probably close to 1,000 projects on it. I used to have a business related to my Cricut machine. So I'm excited about this. I think these types of machines are really, really fun for small businesses. And just in general, they're really cool. And they're also having other Black Friday deals. So I'll show you their little Black Friday page. So I don't know what a lot of these are lasers without housing, I believe, are what these are. But they're like a different type of laser and everything. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. They got lots of stuff. They have tumblers, which are what that little rotary cutter will do. This is a bundle of material. They just sell basically everything you would need to do your projects. And it's very fun. And that's it for this video for real this time. Thank you so much for watching. And again, thank you so much to XTool for partnering with me in this video. Bye!